Good morning from Burlington, Vermont. It's TeamStrub Day 81. We're kicking off 6 states in 7 days this week. How wild is that? And I'm in state number 38 of the summer. I'm joined this morning at King Street Center by Gabe. So good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. We're glad to have you here.
Great. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Sure. So I'm Gabe, Tufo Strouse, and I am the Community Outreach Director at King Street Center. So really that involves so many different aspects, but it is reaching out into the community, bringing awareness to folks about the work we do at King Street, bringing volunteers into King Street to work in the programs directly with the kids, and then also within that role I run the mentoring program called the Junior Senior Buddy Program.
Great. Well, we're going to cover all of those topics here. Just I'm going to toss some softballs to you. So I want you to start off by just telling us, what is King Street Center?
So King Street Center is a nonprofit agency that works with kids 18 months to 19 years of age.
Okay, perfect, perfect. You worked here for about 20 years?
20 years now, yeah, in various capacities, starting with the team program and mentoring program, which I'll address probably when we talk about mentoring later on in the interview. And then slowly really just let go of it, working with teens, focusing really on volunteer recruitment for the agency and also the mentoring program.
So 20 years in the program.
Yeah, 20 years.
2015 has been a really exciting one.
Yeah.
For two reasons. One, I was coming.
That's right.
I'm just kidding.
Yes.
But brand new facility that just opened in January. Really, really beautiful area. So talk about that. How did this center come to be?
God, you know, it was a lot of work, and it really didn't. It really involved our development team, our executive director, really going out and pounding the pavements and talking to people in our community. It really started with talking to people in our community about what does this community need, what should this center look like, and finding out, is there a need to rebuild. Basically, they tore down the old one and rebuilt in the same spot. Is there a need, and how are we going to get there if there is a need? And so there was a need. People felt we needed to take the building down and rebuild a building that was more in structure of what we do here. And so they started, basically campaigning to raise money to build the building, and most of it was people in the community who wanted to give to King Street, believed in the work that we do. And from there, once most of the money was raised, we then moved forward. During all that time, we were working with architects to plan the building, but most of the money was raised before the building was knocked down and the new building was built. And it happened within a whole year. We moved out in January of 2014. Actually, it was really December of 2013, and then through that whole year of 2014, this building was built. We moved in January 2015 into this remarkable place. I mean, you feel so blessed when you come in the doors here, and it's such a great place for our kids to come to every day. And I think they feel extremely valued, and they love being here.
Great, great. We had a great talk this morning when I got here about why Vermont and why Burlington maybe specifically are such a welcoming community for places like this. And there's a lot of, you mentioned refugees that are here, people from other countries come to Vermont. Why?
Well, Vermont is a huge refugee resettlement place for families to come to, and it has been for a long time. 10 years ago, plus we saw a lot of Asians coming in. We've seen folks from various places in Russia, and the newest influx have been folks from different places in Africa. So we have a huge Somali Bantu population. We have folks from the Congo, Bhutan, since it's a huge resettlement place, there's a lot of support, a lot of social services here to help them get started in their new land and their new home. And so King Street, being in the south end of town, there are a lot of refugees who live here, so we have very much become a place that serves refugees as well as our traditional families that we always served. But I would say right now we work with about 60–65% refugee youth.
Wow. And I got a chance to meet some of those kids this morning,
wonderful.
which was a lot of fun.
It's fun because they bring some of their own culture to us too, and they're learning some our ways as well, and it's been fascinating to kind of see them assimilate into our culture, but yet not lose some of those traditional values that they hold so true to their hearts.
Sure. I want to pivot here to the mentorship program that you mentioned before.
Yeah.
Of course, Big Brothers Big Sisters has been an enormous part of my journey this summer. And the program that you guys run is very similar in structure, yes?
Yeah. So the program we run is called the Junior Senior Buddy Program, and it's very similar to the Big Brother Big Sister. We match an adult with a child. The children we match attend either our elementary school program or our middle school program. We do some high school kids as well if they would like a mentor. But we match and we match based on interest and personality traits and kind of a gut feeling. At same-sex matches, we ask for a minimum of 1 year commitment, spending a few hours a week just out in the community having fun, going to a baseball game or going to the public library and reading a book or going on to Church Street and having ice cream at Ben and Jerry's. But it's really a time for a child to develop a friendship with an adult, someone who's not their parent or their teacher, but someone who they just can go out and have fun with. And through those relationships, so much happens. And I honestly don't know who benefits more, the child or the adult. I think both get so much out of this experience, and it's little things, and which later turns into big things that these kids are learning from these special people who take them out each week. I would say our average retention rate is about 2.5 years. We have some mentees going on 10 years and going on 15 years. So, it's really life-changing. And where I sit, it's just incredible to watch these kids and these adults form these amazing friendships.
Great. So of course those mentors make up some of your volunteer base.
So we have about 60 mentors, and then within all of our programs we look for volunteers to help out in the toddler, preschool, and the elementary school, and the teen program. So I would say we work with about 150 different volunteers each year in many different capacities. We also have big groups who come in who do projects for us. We work with City Market, who does cooking classes. So we really try to reach out and use the different resources in the community. Burlington's such an amazing giving community. So and we have the University of Vermont, we have Champlain College, we have St. Mike's. So we have a lot of resources to pull from, and it's a win-win. We get so much out of having the volunteers here, but I think they gain so much experience by being here.
Great. Could you use more volunteers?
We can always use more volunteers. We can, especially mentors. I think we can always use mentors who really understand what mentoring is and the commitment that is involved in mentoring. It's not something to take lightly. It's a huge commitment. Once a week comes around fast. We all have busy lives, and we're all doing so much as it is. But mentoring is something that it takes a lot of patience. It takes a huge time commitment each week, but I think that it's probably one of the most rewarding and valuable experiences in a child's and an adult's life.
There's one more big point I wanted to make sure we make mention of. That's the Burlington Food Service Program. So talk about how important that program is to a lot of these youths.
Yeah. So we're recently become a site where we serve 1 meal a day. So in Burlington, and as in many communities across the country, schools now give free breakfast, and then for lunch it's free or reduced hot lunch at schools. And King Street recently became a site during the summer and the school year where we provide 1 free meal a day to our kids. So right now during the summer all of our kids get a free hot lunch, and during the school year our toddler and preschool program get a lunch, and then our elementary school program eat at 3, so they get a dinner. It's called dinner. They eat it around 3 o'clock, and then our teen program eats in the evening around 6. But it gives us the comfort to know that they've eaten a nutritious hot meal, and that they have food in their bellies, because it's really hard to do homework. It's really hard to stay active, to concentrate, if you don't have food and you don't have healthy food.
I feel you on that.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, because you've been living on a tight budget, right?
Indeed.
Exactly. So
Negative budget.
food is important, and for our growing kids, it's vital. You know, if we're expecting them to sit in school all day, they need breakfast, they need lunch, they need to eat.
Sure.
And so we're really proud that we're now a site here.
Great. What's your favorite part of living in Burlington?
Oh, Burlington's just an incredible place. I think the people are really
You're not
friendly.
from here.
Well, I've lived here long enough. I'm originally from Chicago, but my parents brought us here when I was very young. My dad was a doctor up at the university, so they brought us here from Chicago. And I left for a bit, but then I came back, and it's a great place. I have 2 children of my own, and I love raising them in this place. I think that Vermont is one of those places that. I said people are really kind, and I think that you feel like part of it. You feel like part of the community here, which I think is really important. That people are involved in their community, and people are so involved in Burlington and care so deeply, like about the kids at King Street or whatever their cause may be. You got the beautiful lake, you got the mountains, and you can't beat it.
Great. And you also got a college basketball team that
You've got a college basketball team
that beats my college basketball team,
which is
every year.
Oh, the Bearcats, yes.
Every year. Oh.
Yeah, we do have a good college. And we have a hockey team.
Yes.
Yeah, so
that's a big deal up here too, for sure.
Hockey and skiing are huge. So that's the other thing. It's like there's so much to do, so much. In the dead of winter when it's freezing out, you can still go out and go cross-country skiing or go downhill skiing or walk your dog, whatever.
Last one, Gabe. Where can people learn more about this wonderful organization?
Yeah, so you can visit us at www.kingstreetcenter.org and learn about all the different programs we have, learn about how to become involved at King Street. You can always give me a call, 802-862-6736.
And we'll have that up on the screen there for you.
Yeah.
So, perfect.
So, or you can email me at Gabriella, Gabriella, @kingstreetcenter.org.
It's been an absolute pleasure this
morning.
morning.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you so much for doing this.
I got to say, go Bearcats while I'm in Catamount Country.
The Bearcats. You're in Catamount Country.
It's been wonderful. So we'll grab you for a couple Snapchat questions.
Yeah.
And this has really been a fun time. So thank you so
well,
much.
Thank you. I think this guy's amazing, what you're doing.
I'll let the camera roll while she...
No, I do. I think it's an amazing journey you're on, and I can't wait to see what you do with all this. It may not be something right away, but at some point, 5-10 years down the road, there'll be something that you pulled together.
Oh, we'll see. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you.
it.